All right, well, welcome back, everybody, to the P18 podcast. Today we have with us Mr. Jason Berg. Mr. Berg is a proud member of the Special Education Department and the head soccer coach for us here at Perry High School. So, Mr. Berg, thank you for spending some time to be with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I've got some questions for you, so I'm going to rapid fire those your way. So feel free to give us the answer that you want to on each of those questions, okay?
Will do.
All right, so question number one, if you could share a little bit about your journey and how you came to be part of Perry High School.
Sure. So 2010, I started teaching. I was at Cesar Chavez High School down at Phoenix Union. I was there for a couple of years. I was a teacher in resident, which means I had a bachelor's degree, and I went back to school to be a teacher. Did that for a couple of years. I was also the head coach at Dobson at the time. So in 2012, they kind of got me over to Dobson. So I was there for 6 years. Special ed, both at Cesar Chavez and at Dobson. I had a tournament at Dobson that I would run for the 8 years I was there. Every year I had Perry come over, boys and girls, great competitors, great athletes, great coaches. I just really enjoyed their program. I was scrimmaged the boys team, I believe 2017 and 2016. So that was kind of, I saw the campus, saw the athletes, I saw the coaches, and it was just kind of something I was enamored with. It was definitely something that it looked like a great school and a great program. I heard the boys coach was leaving. With that, I applied to be here at Perry. It worked out well. There was a special ed position open, and I've been here since 2018. So it's pretty awesome. So
Time flies, 2018.
yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So when you're at Cesar Chavez, were you also at the time the head coach at Dobson? You were traveling back and forth?
Yep. So what I would do is, now I lived in Mesa, so I would travel to Phoenix every day back and forth, the things we do for our jobs. But then I would come back and coach in the winter, for those 2 years. But I definitely think there's something about being on campus to help with academics, behavior, all those things I think are valuable for any athletics program. So I definitely think there's a big change when you're on campus.
Absolutely. So let's stick with Perry just for the next question here. So what is a typical day in your job? So we're talking about special education teacher,
Yep.
potentially during the season as a head soccer coach as well. What was your day comprised of?
So let's say, if it's a home game, let's say, so I'd be on campus probably 6:45, sometimes 7, I think depends on, how late the night is the night before. Then I go through my normal day, which I teach first in fifth hour resource English. So I'm an English 10 special ed teacher. Second hour, I co-teach with Miss Stieber, which is a great English teacher, English 10. Third hour, I have soccer locker. Fourth hour, I go back to Mrs. Stieber. And then fifth hour, I have that resource class. So then sixth hour, I do have prep. So I'm able to kind of change and prep for practice, whatever I need to do. On this game day, I would make sure I'm on the field probably around 2:30, shortly after the bell rings, to make sure that my freshman coach is ready to go. I would watch the freshman game from 3 to about 4-ish. And then I'm going to go back to my room, hang out with my varsity kids, make sure they're prepped and ready to go for the game. I'd be out on the game field again, probably around 5 for the kickoff of JV, make varsity watch that. So varsity is a good supporter of JV. And then we prep for the game at 6 p.m. in the locker room, out there warming up, and then I'm usually leaving campus around 9:15, 9:30 that day. So pretty fun times. But yeah, go.
Long days.
Long days for sure.
So what part of your job, and we're talking about the special education part maybe on this one, so what part of your job would people be surprised to know about?
I think no 2 days are the same. So every day, I think we do with varying behaviors, very academic levels. I think that you get every day again is different. Every day you are getting a different take of what that kid is capable of and what they can do. And I think that there's definitely in the special ed world, there's a lot of curveballs that happen. A lot of things kind of pop up in the middle of a day. And you kind of got to deal with them as you go. So calling parents, talking to other case managers or other teachers, trying to figure out something or trying to help a student. So it's nonstop, and it's fun because you never know what the day is going to bring.
Okay. All right. Switching styles of questions here for just a second. So if being a sports guy, right? So if you could have dinner with any sports figure, could be past or present, who would it be and why?
So I'd probably pick Alex Ferguson. So he's a coach for Man United, retired. I don't know how many records he still holds, but I know at one point in time he had a ton of records for the English Premier League. He managed amazing talent. He managed some of the biggest names in the soccer world in the 90s and early 2000s. He was able to keep his teams intact, playing at a very high level, managing a lot of different characters, whether and different personalities, right? Which I know is very difficult. So it'd be interesting for me to kind of pick his brain. I've read one of his books, and I mean, he's an interesting guy with his standards and with his reputation.
So if there's someone, say, in football or basketball or even baseball that would be like someone you would compare him to coaching-wise, is there somebody that comes to mind?
I guess it could be like a Bill Belichick, or he not only wins, but he has high expectations, but he's getting the most out of his players. But again, he was a high expectation kind of guy. He had David Beckham for a good amount of time. He had Cristiano Ronaldo. He had some very high level names, and he was able to kind of keep them in check and still, have those high expectations and set that high bar.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Switching back to Perry here for the next question. So what do you wish that more people understood about Perry High School?
I think more people would hope to see that. I think our staff, our admin, we have really high expectations for kids, but we care a lot. But I think that the expectations are really high here, which I love. I think you come here and there's an expectation from a teacher perspective. There's an expectation of teacher, student involvement and how that interactions take place. I think also the interactions with admin and teachers are great. So I think that they're caring and they want to help you and take you to the next level, but also I think are very demanding, which is what you want. You want them to, push you and make you, better in whatever profession that is. So I also think for me, it's, which I know kind of it ties into it, is that the joke on campus for me when I started, which still is today, is, it's paradise, right? It's, there's something about that. It's very true. It is a jovial place. We have fun, but it's also, we all work hard. So it's pretty awesome to be here.
That's a great answer. I like that. All right, last question for you. We all have choices about where we can work. And you kind of answered this maybe in a little bit of the last question too, but what makes Perry the place for you?
I think, I guess I can do a shout out here to Mrs. Burks, the athletic director. I've had, I think, 4 different athletic directors as a head coach. And I think she's probably the most demanding in the best way possible, right? I think she wants what's best for kids, but she also has certain expectations for the program, expectations from their coaches. But I also think that also it reflects in the programs that we have. So I think that we try and do things the right way, which I know can sometimes be frustrating to parents or frustrating to students. Athletes, right? But I also think it's the right way, and I think that she very much does things the right way, and I think that that's huge for me. Is it's easy to follow a good leader. Same goes for Mrs. Patterson or you. I think our admin team is great, and I think it's easy to follow suit when you respect and you want to work hard for the people that are leading you. So,
great answer. Mr. Jason Berg, thank you again for spending some time with us today on the P18 podcast.
Thanks for having me.